Okay, 6. In this video today we're going to learn how to multiply two numbers that have more than one digit. So by the end of this video you should be able to answer something just like this one here. So let's get started. Okay, here's our first problem that we're going to work through together. Now before we start, it's very important when we're doing something like this that we keep in mind our place value. That's going to help us later on, so we're going to need to know where we are with our place value. So if we were to draw a line here and to separate these columns, we would see that in here, this column here, we have our units column. So in this number here, we have the number 5, digit 5, and here we have the digit 2. Now if we come over to this column, you guessed it, this is going to be our tens column. So this number here, although it is a 2, we know that actually it's 2 tens, so it stands for 20, which is how we get 25. And then this one here, although it's a 4, we know that it's our tens column, so that we know that it actually stands for 40. Now as we're working through these problems, it's very important to make sure that you lay your working out very neatly like this, and it might even be a good habit for you to continue your columns all the way down like this. Alright, to begin, we start with our bottom number or digit in the units column. So we're going to start with our 2 here. We're going to go 2 times 5. And the answer for that is going to be 10. Now that's 1 tens and 0 units. So down here we write our 0. And we carry over our 1 from our 10. Next, we go working from right to left. We go 2 times 2, which is equal to 4. And if you think about what we're doing here, this is our tens column. So what we're actually going about is 2 times 20. So it's important to keep that in mind. But for now we go 2 times 2, which is 4. We add our 1 that we've carried over, so we get the answer 5, and we write that down. That's our first one. Next we need to move to our left. We're going to start with our 4 in the tens column. Now because we're working in the tens column, we need to add this 0 down here. That's going to be our filler for the units column. And we're ready to get started. So we go 4 times 5, which equals to 20. So we write in here our 0. And this time we carry our 2. So we can just write it over the top of that 1 there because we don't need that anymore. Now we're ready to do our next one. 4 times 2 equals to 8. Plus 2, we get 10. And so we write our 0. And if you notice, we have no more digits to carry over our number for. So we just write our answer fully in here. We're almost there. The next step is to now add these two numbers together to get our final answer. So where we go, 0 plus 0 is in fact 0. 5 plus 0, we get 5. Nothing plus 0, we in fact get 0. And then 1 plus nothing, we get 1. So there's our answer right there. 1,050. But what about a 3-digit number, you're asking? Well, let's have a go at that. Here we have 565 times by 476. 1, 2, 3 digits, 1, 2, 3 digits, great. Okay, in our headspace now, we're thinking, this is our units column. And we might even draw the column if we need it to help us to draw our numbers neatly. And this is our tens column right here. So this is 60 and this is 70. And here we have our hundreds column. So this in fact, although we see a 5, stands for 500, and this here stands for 400. Good to keep in mind. Notice I've kept my numbers all nice and neat. That'll help me later on. So let's get started. We work from the right and we make our way left. So we start 6 times 5 and we get 30 for that one. So we write our 0 and we carry over our 3 to the tens column. Now we move our way to the left. 6 times 6, we get the answer 36, but we have this carried over 3, so we add that on and we get the answer 39. And again, we carry over our 3. Still moving from left to right, or right to left, excuse me. we go 6 times 5, and again we get the answer 30. But this time we have this carried over number, so we plus that on, and we get the answer 33. Now I cannot carry it over here because there are no more digits, so I write it down here. And our first answer is 3,390. Now moving on to the tens column. So we need to fill in the units, we add our 0 to start, and we work our way through just as we did before. We might even take away, remove our carried over numbers. 7 times 5. The answer that we get there is 35, so we write our 5, and we carry our 3 to above this 6. 7 times 6, we get the answer 42, but we have our carried over 3. So we add them together, and we get 45. So we write the number 5, and we carry over the 4. The last one that we have 7 times 5, which gives us 35, but we carry over our 4, we get the answer 39. Write our 9, and again, cannot carry over, so we write our 39 right there. So our next one is 39,550. Now we're moving on to the hundreds column. So we know with 100 that it is followed by 2 digits. Okay, there are 3 digits in a number that is 100. So here we add 2 zeros to fill in our spaces. And we start. 4 times 5, we get the answer 20. We write our 0, and we carry our 2. I should have probably cleaned that first. Now we go to our next one. 4 times 6, and the answer we get there is 24. But we carried a 2, so we get 26. Making sure our columns are nice and neat here, and we carry our 2. Last one, 4 times 5, we have the answer 20, plus 2 gives us 22. We write our 2, no more spaces left, no more digits left, we write our 22 straight down. We count through, 1, 2, 3 digits, bring a comma down there. So now, in order to find our answer, we need to plus these together. 0, add it together, bring 0. 9 plus 5 is 14, plus 0. We carry over our 1. 3 plus 5 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Drop our comma there so we can keep our place. 3 plus 9 is 12, plus 6 gives us 18. 3 plus 2 gives us 5, and 2, all on its own there, is 2. So our answer ends up being 258,940. Fantastic. Right, so I've just shown you how to do 2 3-digit multiplications. Things to keep in mind as you do these. 1, be aware of place value. It's important. And 2, write neatly. You don't want your numbers ending up all over the place so that you get confused as you go down to do your addition. You want it all to be lined up. So, I'm going to give you one now for you to work out on your own. Why don't you have a go doing 34 times by 46. Pause me now, have a go, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, by now you've worked out your solution. Let me have a go with you. So we start. In our units, 6 times 4, we get the answer 24, and we carry over our 2. 6 times 3 gives us 18, plus 2 gives us 20. No more digits, write them here. Working in the tens column now, so we write our 0, 4 times 4, we have the answer 16, and we carry our 1. 4 times 3 gives us 12, plus 1 is 13. Now we're ready to add them all together. 4 plus 0 is 4. 0 plus 6 is 6. 2 plus 3 is 5. And a 1 and nothing is 1. We go 1, 2, 3. Draw our comma. And we have the answer 1,564. Well done. Let me give you another one. Okay, Here we have a 3-digit problem. Have a go at this one, pause me, and then we'll be back in a second. Alright, let's go through your working out. So we start with our units column here. We go 3 times 8, and that gives us the answer of 24. Write down our 4, and we carry over our 2. Next, 3 times 6, or in this case 3 times 60, because it's sitting in our tens column. 3 times 6 gives us the answer of 18. And then we add our 2 on, so we get 20. Carry our 2. 3 times 4 gives us the answer of 12. We carry over our 2, we add it on, and we get the answer 14. Now we're working in our tens column. So we write our 0 to fill in our units. 1 times 8 gives us 8. 1 times 6 gives us 6. 1 times 4 gives us 4. Now we move on to the hundreds column. So we need to have made sure we add 2 zeros now before we start. 3 times 8 gives us 24. And we carry over our 2. 3 times 6 gives us 18. Plus 2 gives us 20. And we carry over our 2 again. Now 3 times 4 gives us the answer of 12. Add on our 2, we have 14. Now we're going to add them all together. 4 plus 0 is 4. 0 plus 8 plus 0 gives us 8. 4 plus 6 is 10. Plus 4 is 14. Carry our 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Plus 4 is 6. 4 and nothing is 4. And 1 and nothing is 1. Count across our place value. Units, tens, hundreds, comma. Our answer is 146,484. Well done. You can now multiply 2-digit numbers and 3-digit numbers successfully. Why don't you go back to the beginning of the video and find that one that I placed up the front with our 3 digits and see if you can work that answer out.